Let's talk about some real shit here. You never knew one murderer or one criminal that admitted to every crime they committed. They admitted to what they had to, or they got charged with what they had to, just to shut everybody up. The IRS finally comes clean and says they targeted 426 groups, not one of which was La Raza or the NAACP. They didn't target Al Sharpton that owes billions. Nothing. But they targeted 426 groups that didn't fit the agenda of the left. And the rest of the country is just sitting here, paying taxes and eating shit. This same organization that collects all the money from all the Americans without a choice, right off the top of their wages, and then turn right around at the end of the year, you've got to file a tax return and justify the rest of your expenses and probably pay more. Isn't that great? This same organization pays over $350 million a year to illegal immigrants. They know they can't get it back. They don't even try. They shouldn't even accept the returns. We're paying for it. This same organization collects all of your money for Social Security, everything else. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about somebody that's worked 30 years of their life. They got congestive heart failure. They've got disabilities in most of their limbs, their backs. And they apply for disability to get their own money that they paid in all their life. They got to get approved by some board of people that, or a panel that could care two shits less about them. But how many illegal immigrants are here and getting SSI benefits? How many people get the applications in the mail that say if you need help filling it out or if you're illegal, they'll help you? America could care less. This election's bullshit. It's not going to change nothing. You got all these anti-Trumpers raising hell. You got people burning American flags while holding up a Mexican flag. Fuck you. You've got no right to raise hell with the rest of the public. People want to say that Trump's breeding violence. No. The anger in America is breeding violence. I'm not sympathetic to any of you ignorant son of a bitches. You want to raise hell? Raise hell. What are you going to do when the rest of the country gets pissed off and has enough? You're going to cry then? You're going to run to your safe space? Everybody needs to open their eyes. You got veterans, you got American citizens that have been here all their lives and paid out the ass and can't even get what they're supposed to get. And you worthless motherfuckers want to sit here and bitch and demand more and cry, so much so that you would vote for Bernie Sanders that's going to take even more from everybody just so they can lie to you about giving you more? You want to back a bitch like Hillary Clinton? It's got a list of dead bodies a mile long behind her. Anybody that opposed her and her husband or was on their team that knew too much ended up dead. But you think that's okay? You'd support that evil cunt no matter what she's done. Americans are tired. Tired of the bullshit. Let's talk about Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan spouting his mouth off. Fuck Paul Ryan. That little faggot ass motherfucker couldn't pour piss out of a boot with directions on the heel. It's time everybody needs to stand up and demand change. And I'm not talking about November elections. You need to raise hell. raise holy hell. You don't need to go to no goddamn rally for a candidate and raise hell. You need to raise fucking hell. You don't have to be violent, but you need to raise fucking hell. We got all these people talking about when shit hits the fan, being prepared for shit. Fuck. How many people can even handle life right now, every day? You don't have what it takes to get by, no matter how hard you work. And you think you're going to be ready when shit hits the fan? If you can't have 100% of what you need today, how in the fuck are you going to put 5 or 10% of food or anything else to the side? It's time for a wake-up call. We're all getting hosed. We've been hosed from day one. We're going to continue to be hosed unless we raise hell. All these ignorant son of a bitches that are running around with the Mexican flag, burning American flag, I don't give a shit if you burn the American flag, because you are meaningless to me. You're part of the problem. And if you love Mexico so much, maybe you need to go back to Mexico and talk to your country there and say, you're sitting on some of the world's largest oil reserves. What have you been doing with all that money all these years? Why do we got to go to America? Because life there sucks. But instead of coming here and adapting and being part of the solution, you want to be part of the problem? You don't represent hardly any of the Mexicans that I grew up with. I know a lot of good people, and color has nothing to do with it. But mentality is everything. And it's about time everybody reached out and grabbed each one of you son of a bitches and shook the living shit out of you and sent your ass back home. Even if you were from here and you were never there. How many of you some bitches have never even been to Mexico? I have. I see what them poor people live in. I understand why they're here. But legal or illegal, there's a big difference. And when you're taxing my family and taking away from my family and everybody else's family, there's something fucking wrong. I'm pissed off. I'm tired of it. I'm not afraid to say nothing. I'm not a goddamn racist. I love everybody equally. But if you're a chicken shit, I ain't afraid to call your ass out. We need to start by holding the IRS and every fucking politician in this country accountable. Starting today, not in November. Jesus Christ, if your house is on fire, do you want the fire department to put the fucking fire out, or do you just want them to control it and let it slowly burn towards you? You want them to put the motherfucker out. Well, here's your cue. This country's on fire. And there isn't anybody trying to put the fucking fire out. Matter of fact, there isn't anybody even trying to control it. You've got people pouring gasoline on that fire, trying to make it worse, and then step back and claim that they're trying to fix the fucking problem. I'm tired of it. It's bullshit. Every part of our lives is fucked right now. Excuse my language, but it's time somebody's brutally honest. And if your feelings are hurt, I could care less. You're part of the problem. Your wages are taxed. Right off the bat. Everything you buy is taxed. Everything you spend is taxed. The same dollar taxed over and over and over and over again. And these motherfuckers got power because they've got the money. And if they don't have money, they'll just borrow money on your fucking ass. But you want to sit here? You want to go, well, in November we'll fix it. Well, sorry. Retarded isn't a mental handicap. Retarded is when you think the system's working and you can change it by voting. It's fucking ignorance. And it's selfish bullshit that everybody won't put their bullshit aside and do what's right. Does the Constitution mean anything? And I mean the Constitution as it was written, not as it was amended or addended, how it was written. Your argument that times have changed doesn't mean two shits. Either the son of a bitch meant something or it didn't. You want to keep sending money to foreign countries? You want to keep bringing illegal immigrants in? Fuck it. Let's just get buses and go down there and load them up and bring them here. Let's save them the fucking walk. Let's save them the swim. You want to bitch about violence at fucking political rallies? Well, fuck, let's just quit having fucking political rallies. Let's just quit having elections. Let's just pick a fucking king, pick a fucking czar, and be done with it. Because if you're a slave just because you get to choose a new master every 4 years, doesn't mean you're any less of a slave. We've gone so far in the opposing direction of what the founding fathers of this country intended, we may never get to go back. But you know what? I hope and pray that enough people are getting pissed off that they start grabbing ignorant sumbitches by the short hairs and slapping some sense into them, especially when they're acting a fool. It doesn't have to be violence in this goddamn country. But you know what? You keep pissing people off, and it's liable to get ugly. And there's nobody to blame but the politicians and the crybaby little whiny son of a bitches that have never contributed in this society. People in Detroit, Chicago, anywhere. If you got 5 fucking kids and you're dependent on welfare, you're a piece of crap. The rest of us that work our ass off, we don't have no more than we can handle. When the food in our refrigerator runs out, that's it. When the money in our bank account runs out, that's it. And we don't wait till it runs out to start fucking planning. We plan ahead. If we know there ain't going to be enough money in there, we change our behavior and our habits and our lifestyle before we get there. There's too many takers in this world. There's 2 kinds of people. There's givers and there's takers. The takers have taken too much, and the givers are done giving. It's time to wake up, America. What are you going to do? You going to raise some hell? I sure hope so. Have a good day.